Hi, this is Mike. Welcome to a rainy Florida. This is Thinking While Driving. This is part 2 of Proof of God's Existence. Now, just to briefly summarize for those of you who've seen that other video, and maybe you haven't seen that other video, the crux of the matter is that there is a need before matter can exist for space to exist to give that potential to matter. You need to have the potential before you have the actual. So, such that we know that the universe hasn't always existed and it was created, because at one time all we would have had was space, because our existence teaches us that we can't get more matter than we have space, or any matter where we don't have any space. Space must come first. Therefore, we had at one time nothing but space, and then the matter was put into the space by supernatural cause, and we call him God. So that brings us to the next question. So what does that mean for the average person out there? You've understood the proof, and where does that leave you? What do you do from there? Well, I'll give you a little bit of what my thoughts are as to how the universe is laid out. A lot of this is just speculation on my part, so it is just what it is, but I'll lay it out for you. You can do your own thoughts and research on that, and I think you'll come to the conclusion that I am probably accurate on this. However, it's not the proof like space and matter or 2 + 2 is 4. My thoughts are that, in fact, as a Christian, I borrow from the Bible, and there isn't anything that I study in the Bible that leads me to believe otherwise. In fact, I draw a lot of that information that I'm going to lay out to you, such that God is all-powerful and all-present. How the Trinity works, how can you have 3 in 1, and so forth. And the bottom line is that God is all-powerful would be, by definition, everywhere. In other words, there's not anywhere inside or outside the universe that I can point that God wouldn't be there, or he wouldn't be all-powerful. In other words, I'd find a spot, God isn't there, it'd be a quote-unquote weakness. Therefore, it's my theory then that God is, in fact, everywhere. And such, then, is the fact that the universe, as we know it, exists inside of God. In other words, again, we are not apart from God in any way, shape, or form. That's not to say that I'm going to go over there and worship that light pole or that street sign or something like that, but we're not apart from God. We are one with God, whether we understand that or not. It's kind of like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. She's always had the power to get home with the ruby red slippers, but she needed to go through the process to understand it. Hope that analogy works. So we have God outside the universe. Another thought is that as the universe is expanding, it has to be expanding into something. Nothing's apart from God. It's expanding into God, therefore. So if you buy into all that and you study some of the encounters of the folks who have died and come back, you can see that they report they see a white light. If you think about an all-powerful God, he would not have any limiting factors such as color. He would, in fact, be a white light. So when people die and they find themselves moving through a tunnel, it's my theory, again, that they are moving at some astronomical, that's almost a pun there, beyond astronomical speed through the universe, and they're going to go outside of what we know as the universe and to be one with God. A lot to take in, especially in a short video, but that's how I see things out there. So take it for what it's worth. I think it potentially explains a lot, but the most important thing is, hopefully it's taking you a step closer to realizing that you were created by a God who had an intention. You were not an accident. You were put here for a purpose and for a reason. I hope you'll come to see that that reason is Jesus, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. God bless you, and God bless America.